Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Well, you might be expecting an Ahsoka video, but that's not exactly what you're going to be getting today, because Thor will be covering that. It's probably already out there, his review of the episodes. And then tomorrow on this channel, you'll be getting the Let's Talk, which will be going over some of the comments, questions, concerns, and whatnots posted on that video.
Yeah, we are about an hour away from Ahsoka right now as we record this. And we just watched what we're going to talk about today, which is the, not opposite of Star Wars, but something that looks to try to mimic Star Wars in some ways.
Right. This video, while he opened up by saying it was a news, is actually a trailer talk.
Aha, gotcha.
Haha, we are going to be talking about Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon coming to Netflix in December. Well, part 1. Part 2 is in April.
Yeah.
Of the following year.
No, the same year, right? Well, following, I guess. I mean, not a year
Gotcha.
later, but like 4 months later.
Gotcha.
Yes, you did kind of get me. Those tricky
I knew I'd get
December,
you.
like next year things, and you're like, well, technically, like
Technically, it's the following year.
January 1st is the year after, or the next year after December 31st. But anyway.
No, we'll actually talk about the trailer.
Yeah, sorry, I'm rambling.
All right, we've both watched it.
A couple times.
What are your initial thoughts there?
My first thought is it's very busy. It's
does
a lot
seem
going on.
busy.
I almost think the longer trailer was a disservice in a way. I would have preferred shorter and more focused.
It was weird in the fact that it did jump all over the place.
Yes.
They were showing like different aspects of obviously a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different groups of people, possibly spread across their universe, galaxy, whatnot.
I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah, I think
So
that was...
it feels like we got like all of these little tiny plot threads or plot
Yes.
points, but we don't actually know what the main story is 100%.
There's a girl with some powers, and she's important, and they're trying to find her.
Because she supposedly can end war.
Yeah, which is, that's cool.
It's cool. I'd be happy with that. End war. Do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I thought it was bad by any stretch. I just thought...
It was busy.
It was very busy, and not like...
But that could be to cater to the quote-unquote modern audience, where if you don't wow us with something interesting every 0.2 seconds, you've lost us.
Maybe. I mean, I was just... On the other channel, I saw a question, I was going to respond to it, talking about special effects and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really think special effects sell movies anymore. Not the same way they did once upon a time. Mm-hmm. That doesn't I've seen it all at this point, or damn near close to it, I feel like.
Yes.
So you have to get me with something else. Like, when we first watched it, you asked what I thought, and my first word was busy, and then you're like, well, what about like something like the Dune trailer? That's kind of big and busy. And I'm like, no, that's epic. There's a difference between those two. Like, this didn't feel quite as epic to me. Mm-hmm. I say, like, that Dune trailer was a little more, something about the visuals in that really struck me. Whereas this, it just felt like,
I think
busy special effects.
partially because it had such wide shots in
the
the Dune
think
trailer.
That's, yeah.
They were really giving you a sense of scope, where here's the character and here's their surroundings, and they are small, while showing you there's a big scale going on. This one was a lot of closer shots of people. And because we don't understand exactly what the story is, because the narrator gave us a fable, a story.
Yeah, a kind of a Sir Anthony Hopkins
the robot, yes. He's playing Jimmy. Yes, but he's playing Jimmy the robot.
Sure.
Looks kind of cool. He gave us the story about how the universe has been in war and stuff, and he can't serve his king anymore, and that he failed a child, the child that was supposed to end war.
Okay, yeah.
Which then, of course, we cut to the girl with the short black hair. Is she that child? Is that what we're supposed to believe? Or is his story just a story?
Well, I think it's...
I know.
I know. I know it was a little... I know that was a little rhetorical, I think. But yeah.
We find out that they're looking for someone. I know the second part is called Scar Giver. And at one point during the trailer, he was like, Scar Giver! Which I thought he said Star Giver at first.
Yeah.
No, it's Scar Giver. I am intrigued by this quite a bit, though.
No, I'm intrigued. I'm definitely curious. I definitely want to see it. I just, like I said, I don't think like the busy special effects just doesn't, to me personally, maybe other people are like wowed by it, but to me personally, it's like, yeah, I've seen this kind of thing before. It's not like... It
depends, honestly, how it works within actually seeing the films.
Sure.
I mean, because obviously we're seeing chopped up 20 seconds here, 20 seconds there, of very busy scenes.
See, I would rather, a little more, like I said, a little shorter overall and a little more of actual kind of, instead of just like clip after clip after clip after clip after clip, give me a taste. Give me more of a taste. Give me some, not scenes necessarily, but give me like a little bit of a scene, right?
Something that maybe
something that I can
tells
actually
you a little
latch
bit more
onto
about
a
the
little
story
bit more.
and
Yeah.
has that intrigue to it without just going, here's 10
Yeah.
seconds, 20 seconds.
Yeah, and 3.5 minutes or whatever the trailer was, it just,
It was
5
very long.
seconds of clips and different things and just totally different imagery. Like, it could be fantastic. Like you said, like when you see it, it might all kind of, spread out and make more sense and be better. But to me, just kind of the big collage of this was just, I was just busy in a lot of stuff.
What did you think of it aesthetically?
I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it.
Because we had an interesting conversation, kind of, before this.
Yeah, we didn't want. Sometimes we try to just immediately go to the microphone, and this time we like started to talk a little bit, and then we're like, "Oh God, we should stop because we're ruining what we're going to talk about."
Right, because the aesthetics were kind of all over the place. You had those sharp, like, World War II-esque military uniforms. Then you have, here's down at the farm. Then there's a castle. Then there's kind of like this neon, steampunk, weird monster,
Yeah,
the spider thing.
there was
and
the spider
then there's like a
thing
coliseum
some
and gladiator-looking
lightsaber-ish
people.
things. Yeah,
Like, they were all over
Yes.
the board. And I feel like, depending on, of course, how they handle this within their film, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the mashup of so many different elements because, to me, that made their galaxy bigger.
Okay.
I mean, here in America, we're considered a melting pot. We can take all these different cultures and kind of turn it into, this is just America now.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. But I like the idea that if you traveled to different, even on our world, if you travel to different countries, things are different.
Yeah, radically different.
Styles of clothes are different. Architecture is different. Customs are different. I kind of like that I thought that this embodied that. Like, oh, well, I went to this planet, and they kind of have more of this gladiator-type culture, this maybe Romanesque looking armor. But you go to this one, and they look like World War II uniforms, and because every culture develops independently, and it's not like a complete melting pot, which maybe is this a culture that is less familiar with travel between planets? Is this more of a newer thing that they haven't had time to melt so much?
Yeah, I think I agree with you and kind of disagree because nothing really other than the actual like aliens, nothing about the style really felt alien necessarily. I didn't see a planet that I'm like, oh, that's just kind of outside the norm.
No, because everything seemed to still be based around.
So that it works and it doesn't work at the same time, I think. I
can
agree
see
with
that.
you. I totally agree that if you go to one planet, I mean, we can travel 100 miles south, and the people in Illinois are going to live a little different. They're going to talk a little different than us here in Wisconsin. So I totally like the idea that depending on where you go, everything's going to be, culture is going to be different, styles are going to be different, architect. Yes, I agree. That's really cool and that's well thought out. But I wanted to see a little more alien instead of just like, oh, that's, like you said, that's the kind of a more medieval look. Oh, that's kind of a more Western look. That's kind of give me alien look. Give me alien. That's what I want.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
I mean, we only saw, like 3 different aliens in the trailer? Something like that? I mean, there was the mole guy face, there was the Goron-looking guy, and then there was Spider Thing.
Yes. That was
Those are their official
well
names,
said.
by the way.
Yes, that'll be on their action figures. Yes, just like old school Star
Spider
Wars,
Thing.
where you had Walrus Man and Hammerhead. We're just gonna go back to that.
Oh, and they had hippogriffs from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to bow to the hippogriff before you can ride it, and the moment I saw that, I'm like, you shouldn't have put that in the trailer, because everyone's going to go, look, it's Harry Potter. Bow to the hippogriff, Harry.
Yes.
Buckbeak's all like, yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, you got my attention. Like I'm curious. I want to see more. I'm gonna watch this, obviously, but I don't know that I was like blown away. To be completely fair, and I know that maybe
It had his aesthetic. It was very Zack Snyder.
yes, I would agree with that 1,000%.
He has a style. This was it.
Yes.
Dark, gritty feeling, pops of color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that is within his wheelhouse from past projects.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, maybe I'm being too picky, but again, a little, yeah, a little something, a little less maybe would have been more in this. A little, not so much just thrown at you at once to just kind of like, oh, overwhelm you. I felt like that's what the trailer was trying to do, just kind of, wow, overwhelm you. Like this is gonna be that epic,
I hope it is.
I hope it is too.
I
I'm not
would
saying that
love
I don't
to find
want
another
that.
fantasy epic, something brand new that isn't based on books. Not that I don't love things based on books, but there's such a disconnect, like Wheel of Time and.
No, I think we're ripe for something new. I think we're ripe for a new genre to sort of kind of take hold.
Yeah, I want something new. Something that I can't pick up in the store and read because I'm tired of waiting for the next season to come out. Sorry, all the seasons I've ruined.
Yes.
So I want this to be good. I'm still excited. I'm still optimistic for it.
Sure.
I just need to see a trailer where they slow this down and give us a little more of the facts and less of the flash.
This would have been a better 35, 45-second teaser trailer where they just give you a bunch of the images just to kind of give you a taste, just to throw it at you, like, yeah, this is kind of what we're doing. And then a different trailer that's just a little slower. And we're probably going to get that before December. So
I'm kind of hoping, and I doubt it'll happen because I think Netflix doesn't generally do this. I would love to see a theater release of this.
They did that with Glass Onion, didn't they? A limited theater release.
Yeah, I would like a limited theater release of this because I
don't
think
see why not.
I think a big screen might do this justice.
Yeah, well, you'll see
It
all
might
the
not
flaws
be
in it.
Dune, but
No, I guess that's part of my problem. Like, when you stack this up to like Dune or even Star Wars and some of the other things, like I didn't get quite that grandiose
it's
scale.
hard to edge in on those. Dune has always been an epic property. Same with Star Wars. Something new trying to edge its way in is always going to get compared to those things preemptively.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess to a degree.
It has to stand on its own first.
Yeah, part of the problem is I was very wowed by the first Dune. I really enjoyed it. I'm very much looking forward to the second one, which will come out before this. So
theoretically,
well, unless it gets pushed back, which
there's been talk of this getting pushed back. It may have already been confirmed yet. I just haven't checked.
I don't think. No, I think Dune is still set for November. But yeah, high hopes. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm sure we'll review it when the time comes.
I plan on it anyway.
Oh, by yourself. But anyway, for now, that is all we got for you this time. So now it's your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of this trailer. Am I being a little too critical? Or do you agree it was maybe a little much? Whatever the case may be, leave those comments below. Let's talk some Rebel Moon. And until next time, thanks for watching.